I now call Vice Dean and Professor Todd Brown to the podium to present our Excellence in Teaching Award.
Thank you, Dean Abramowski. The Ken Joyce Excellence in Teaching Award is given to a member of the adjunct faculty for excellent teaching and longstanding service to the law school. This year's award goes to someone who has not only excelled as a teacher, coach, and mentor to our students, but also someone who has been an energetic and committed supporter of the law school for several years, Jennifer R. Scharf. There can be little doubt that Professor Scharf has earned the respect, admiration, and appreciation of her students. Students praise her ability to bridge the divide between doctrinal thought and the realities of practice, to reach students of different learning styles and backgrounds. They stress that she is, quote, a great resource and always willing to help, both with respect to the material in her classes and with other student concerns, including little things like getting a job, building a career, and learning how to balance these concerns against other personal and professional commitments. As one former student told me, Jen Scharf is the kind of lawyer and professor I want to be when I grow up. I'm pretty sure they're older than she is. But as co-director of our trial advocacy program, Professor Scharf oversees a program designed to help students develop proficiency in skills such as writing briefs, building a case, advocating for clients in courts, and even mediating a dispute. A key component of the trial advocacy program is preparing and coaching students for trial team competitions. Professor Scharf has been a longtime coach and supporter of these teams, a commitment that involves lots of late hours, long practice sessions, and travel. These teams often walk away victorious. As an adjunct liaison, or the adjunct liaison, Professor Scharf works closely with the administration to communicate with our adjunct professors, coordinate weekend meetings and training programs, and otherwise identify ways to help our adjuncts be successful in the classroom. Most people don't even know that she does this, but as one of those administrators, I know it all too well. With her eager and consistent assistance, our adjunct faculty sessions have become extremely successful. Professor Scharf balances all of this against the demands of a full-time practice and a busy schedule with local bar and community groups. Her knowledge, energy, and enthusiasm inspire our students to become better lawyers and our other adjuncts to be better professors. It's been my pleasure to work with such a committed and tireless supporter of the law school, so I'm pleased to present the Ken Joyce Excellence in Teaching Award to Jennifer R. Scharf.
Thank you so very much. I am so honored to receive this award, and I'm humbled by Todd's words. Being here today is especially meaningful to me to share the stage with Terry Connors, who was my first boss and remains a mentor and friend, and it was an absolute privilege to hear his speech here today. I do realize, however, that I have the unenviable time slot, thanks Amy Atkinson, of having to follow all of these extraordinary speakers and being the last speaker that stands between you and your law degree. So with that, I'm going to promise you that I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to give you my 5 practical tips, everyday tips for being a lawyer, my rules for being a lawyer. And the first one is always tell the truth and don't overpromise. So I hope you can take heart that the speech will be relatively short because that can't be my first rule if I overpromise. I know you have to tell the truth. Of course, it's a legal, ethical obligation to be honest with your client, with the judge and jury, of course. But you also need to be honest and make the appropriate promises and commitments to your boss and your colleague and yourself. Because when you make a commitment, you need to be able to live up to it, because you are establishing your reputation from the first moment you start practicing. You can't promise a result to land a big client. If you take on a big project, you have to do it with excellence. And if you promise a colleague you're going to help them out, you have to offer that help and live up to that commitment, even if it means you're not going to get some of the glory. If you promised a friend that you'll sit and listen to her first opening statement before she has to perform it, even at the expense of your billable hours, live up to that commitment. If you've volunteered with an organization and promised to go to an event, show up at that event, especially if that event is judging a mock trial competition back at the law school, and I would highly encourage you all to volunteer to do those sorts of things. But it's about building that reputation, being the responsive, honorable person that you are as an attorney. My rule number 2, also on the topic of being honorable, remember why you went to law school. Christian Casera mentioned that thought process, what brought us here. I hope it wasn't just you wanted to make a lot of money, were afraid of the sight of blood, or can only do math that involves dividing by 3. That could be part of it, but it's got to be something more. And for all of us, I know for myself, it is something more. Lawyers are gonna save the world. I truly believe that. And when I find myself depressed these days, it's usually when I'm watching the news or thinking about the state of where we are in our country. But the things that inspire me are the work that lawyers are doing. Last year, when lawyers on virtually no notice showed up at airports so lawful citizens weren't deported or detained. Just last week, when we heard of a wrongful conviction being overturned. Those are lawyers doing that work. Be proud of that. And I know that not every day in your career, you're not going to have those kinds of victories every day, but I will tell you that every day in your career, you can tap into that reason why you went to law school, to give a voice to those who don't have one, to fight against injustice. Be proud of that. Focus on that. Rule number 3, answer your phone. Okay, so that sounds like a more practical tip, and it is, and there's some practicality in it, but it's also about being honorable. You know that lawyers don't always have the best reputation. I think we're gonna save the world. Not everybody in the community would say the same thing. Part of that, though, is demonstrating to the people you encounter that you are one of those honorable people. And I know how it feels. You look at the caller ID, it's the dreaded number, the client you don't have the answer for, the partner who gave you a couple of days to do an assignment and an hour and a half into the research, they want a status check on where you're coming. You don't want to answer that, you want to send it to voicemail. Really early on in my career, I saw this time management tip that said, sending something to voicemail takes 3 times longer to respond to than just answering the phone. So for that practical reason that your time is going to be really valuable, answer the phone. Because 9 times out of 10, the phone call is not what you thought it was. Sometimes it actually makes your life easier to hear what the person on the other end has to say. Answer the phone. But for the most important reason, that you want to establish yourself as the kind of responsible and committed attorney that your client will talk to. Answer the phone. Rule number 4. Be a perpetual student. The greatest thing to me about teaching is that I get to learn from all of my students. Every class I teach, I learn a new way of analyzing a fact pattern, a new take on a legal argument that we've been discussing. And most importantly, due to diversity of experience and background, a new way of looking at things. So be excited to learn. Be on the forefront of the changes in the law. You can read the appellate division decisions right when they come out and the Court of Appeals decisions. Be excited to talk about that. When you think about continuing legal education, go to them. Look for the ones that relate to your practice or the practice you want to have, and be excited to go. And most importantly, even from the beginning of your career, offer to speak at them, because I guarantee you, you will learn more having to teach it than you ever believed you knew on a topic. And that will give you confidence to be a better lawyer. And finally, as you know, lawyers like to talk, but you have to choose your words carefully. Make sure that your words have meaning. Words matter. So you need to know when to sit down. If you're losing an argument and you keep digging yourself in deeper, think about it. Maybe it's a better time to sit down and listen. If you've won an argument, you've made your point, you just want to keep going and hang on to that glory, but you might snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Consider sitting down. And with that, I'm going to wish you all tremendous success in your legal career, and I will sit down. Thank you.
We're now going to turn to some student awards. The first is the Max Corin Award, which is presented to the member of the graduating class, who in the judgment of the faculty and the dean has exemplified the highest standards of the profession by virtue of scholastic achievement, leadership, and dedication to the ideals of the law. This award is supported by a gift from M. Robert Corin, class of 1944, and son of Max Corin. When I call your name, please come to the stage to be recognized. The 2018 Max Corin Award recipient is Christian Allen Casara. The John N. Bennett Achievement Award honors the senior judge by the faculty who demonstrates the highest scholastic achievement in the graduating class. The award is named in honor of John N. Bennett, class of 1933. The John N. Bennett Achievement Award recipient is Timothy Banker. Unfortunately, Mr. Banker is unable to be with us here today, so we will hold it for it. The Dale S. Margulis Award is presented to a member of the graduating class who has contributed the most to the law school and the community. Dale S. Margulis, a member of the class of 1982, died suddenly in August 1982. To honor his memory, his classmates, family, and friends established this award. Members of the graduating class nominate candidates, and the recipient is selected by the deans. When I call your name, please come to the stage to be recognized. The 2018 Dale S. Margulis Award recipient is Jordan Nicole Saraki. The other award recipients are listed in the insert in your program. These students received their awards earlier today during our Student Awards Convocation. Will those students who have won awards please rise? Thank you. I now invite Annabelle Gow, the 2017-2018 Student Bar Association President, to the podium to present the Faculty and Staff Awards on behalf of the class of 2018.
Thank you, Dean Brown. Each year, the graduating class votes to recognize a member of the faculty and a member of the staff for their outstanding contributions, not only to the law school, but also to the graduating class. According to our class, this professor is quite possibly the best professor some of us have ever had. It is rare to have a professor both extremely challenging and extremely supportive. She put as much work in as she expects from her students. On behalf of the graduating class of 2018, we present Professor Christine Bartholomew with the Faculty of the Year Award. Please come forward and accept your award. According to our class, this individual puts students before all else. She is mindful and will stop whatever she's doing to help a student. If you have a question and do not know where to find the answer, this person is always our go-to. On behalf of the graduating class of 2018, we present Amy Atkinson with the Staff of the Year Award.
Thank you, Ms. Gow, and congratulations, Professor Bartholomew, or should I say CPB, and to Amy Atkinson. I'm pleased to invite Dean Abramowski and President Tripathi back to the podium, as well as our herald, Professor Anya Bernstein, to the podium at my left. It's our pleasure to begin conferral of the degrees.
Stand here. I can use yours. Yes.
The candidates recommended by the faculty for the degree of Master of Laws, including our inaugural Master of Laws cross-border candidate, will be presented by Dean Aviva Abramowski.
Will the candidates for the degree of Master of Laws and Masters of Laws cross-border please rise? President Tripathi, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I have the honor of recognizing these candidates. They have met all the requirements of the university and are recommended to you by the faculty for the degree of Master of Laws and Master of Laws cross-border.
By the authority of the trustees and the Chancellor of the State University of New York and the Council and the faculty of the University at Buffalo, I now confer upon you the degree of Master of Law and Master of Law cross-border with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Patricia Mancuso Mariano. Andre B. Mangongo. Lemvo Fidel Menavanza. Tatiana Reyes Mariana. Robel Tibebo Tilahun. Please join me in congratulating the graduates. The candidates recommended by the faculty for the degree of Juris Doctor will be presented by Dean Aviva Abramowski.
Will the candidates for the degree of Juris Doctor please rise? President Tripathi, on behalf of the faculty of the School of Law, I have the honor of recognizing these candidates. They have met all the requirements of the university and are recommended to you by the faculty for the degree of Juris Doctor.
By the authority of the trustees and the Chancellor of the State University of New York and the Council and the faculty of the University at Buffalo, I now confer upon you the degree of Juris Doctor with all the rights and privileges thereto pertaining. Congratulations.
Adeboye Alani Adegoke. Zachary Richard Alstrom. Mary Elizabeth Aldridge. Melissa C. Bantle. Marina A. Barcy. Chris Bitar. Michael Richard Bombard. Kevin Robert Brown. Christian Alan Casara. Miguel Alfonso Castillo. John Andrew Centra. Bethany Ann Sirio. Danielle Grace Chamberlain. Crystal Courtney Chapin. Zachary Chase. Elise E. Chung. Dominic Matthew Shimera. Anna M. Siesla. David Farrell Clayton. Brendan Francis Conley. Geneva Charity Cordell. Christina Marie Crolio. Sinovia Marie Cuevas. Chad Allen Davenport. James Johnstone Dawson IV. Damon DeCastro. Brian Michael Dixon. Samuel Man Dolce. Zichan Zichu Dong. Nicholas Michael Edie. Sarah Elizabeth Faduski. Courtney Lorraine Faircloth. Lonnie Aaron Farrington. Nathan Robert Fleming. Heather Frank. Robert Charles Freeman. Haley Ann Froman. Annabelle Gao. Laura Beth Gardiner. Zachary Garlick. Charlie Gahn. Devon Elizabeth Gawley. Danelle Lamar Gibson, Jr. Jessica Carr Gill. Laura Ann Godley. Rosa Guerrero. Jason Michael Gunning. Arthur Henry Heberly. Ember K. Holmes. Caitlin Alexandra Jacob. Neil Adam Johnson. Teresa Lee Johnson. Stephanie Jane Kaiser. Sharon Renee Kahn. Allison L. Kale. Shazia Khan. Christian Alexander Kleps. Samantha Hope Lemontia. Kayla Leonard. Ling Hor Lim. Tristan B. Lindberg. Morgan Lloyd. Shaohua Jason Law. Michael Thomas Loza. Benjamin Farrell Macaluso. Stan Makowski. Nicholas Joseph Marino. Francis J. Morano. Brian D. Mazurowski Petrura. James Leonard McIver. Matthew Medoff. Crystal Marie Melvin. Joshua David Mertzluft. Hassan Abbas Mirza. Aaron Garrett Moore. Diana Moskalenko. John T. Jack Murray. Jessica Neubauer. Chelsea Rose Neubecker. Tabitha Alexandra O'Brien. Sean O'Connor. Kodai Sinclair Okano. Amanda L. Opperman. Elizabeth Ann Ork. Diane Elizabeth Oroz. Paul Walker Ostrer. Jia-Yi Pang. Luwin Peiche Loiza. Martha Marie Piggott. Andrew Benton Pluwinski. Kaylin Porter. Nicole Lynn Prespo. Patricia Rao. Sean Reinheimer. Kelly Alyssa Riley. Eamon John P. Riley. Chelsea Roberts. Alexandra Rockwood. Jake Donald Rude. Keith Richard Rosso. Peter Albert Sahasrabuddhe. Emma Martin Savino. Joseph William Schaefer. Daniel Paul Schaus. Emily Ann Scioli. Sebastian Hansraj Sekhan. Jordan Nicole Saraki. Jacob Sikora. Haley Hanji Sim. Matthew Vincent Simeone. Adelina Elizabeth Simpson. Marlo Brooke Sloan. Amanda Lynn Eileen Smith. Elena Heron Smith. Alexandra Rose Smith. Ryan Michael Seleni. Nico C. Soria. Samantha Jo Spicer. Emily Stauffer Quinn. Matthew William Taylor. Jacob Umuke. Ankita Vade. Tylena Christara Venable. Samantha J. Ventura. Alexander Dominic Villardo. Samantha Alicia Vronick. Amanda Scott Wadsworth. Gabrielle Catherine Walter. Charlotte Werner Kohler. Eric Thomas Wyand. Maxwell A. White Knight. Jayla Elizabeth Williams. Nathan Charles Woodard. David Yovanov. Karen Denise Zacharias. James Jude Zawodzinski, Jr. Adriana K. Zulich.